I was looking at
It's looking bad today. That's how it's looking. Cole gonna break some. And if he don't break shit, he gonna beat the out of it. Over than. Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Could shape up the same way, where Shakur comes in and shows Teo, like, yeah, okay, you've been at 140 for whatever, I'm still the better boxer. So that 10-pound gap or the 5-pound gap, it didn't matter as much as you thought. But then again, Teo saying it didn't matter to him either. That can be the case. Teo could come in and not surprise Shakur maybe, but surprise a lot of the viewing audience with his boxing ability.
Performance, Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog, like people like to show or like to talk about. And they
Shakur Stevenson lands a heavy knockdown during a high-energy sparring session, showing sharp timing and precision as he fine-tunes his preparation for the upcoming Teofimo Lopez fight. Inside the training camp, Terence Crawford watches closely from the sidelines, carefully studying Shakur's movements, decisions, and overall strategy as each round unfolds.
Yeah. That's the second time that happened to you. And I ain't even touch your body.
Shakur Stevenson continues to push himself hard in training camp, placing strong emphasis on clean technique, quick footwork, and smart positioning. Every session is focused on sharpening speed and improving fight strategy as he carefully prepares for his showdown with Teofimo Lopez.
Hey, you know no recording sparring, right?
No problem.
3, 2, 1, work.
You take what you feel. You're smart.
Yeah.
You think.
Yeah.
Okay? Boxing is 90% above the shoulder.
Yes.
Okay? As long as you use this here, you can whack. Okay? A few things you tighten up, it's gonna be a champ. Alright?
Yeah, you good fighter, bro. Nice one. Appreciate it. That was fun work. Yeah.
Come here, man. Good. Come. Back.
Yeah, good, technical, both think guys, so good, world class, good to be in there with a world class operator and see how far off I am. And time is unbelievable.
Keyshawn Davis becomes part of Shakur Stevenson's training camp, taking part in intense sparring rounds that raise the level of competition. His presence helps increase the pace, sharpen reactions, and polish Shakur's skills as the fight with Teofimo Lopez approaches.
With Shakur is amazing. A guy like me been knowing Shakur for over 10 years now. The boxing world know that we brothers and we'll never fight each other. And just being around him in his camp, man, is nothing but positive energy. And everybody wanting to be great. He like my big brother, man. Like, he is my big brother, honestly. You know, he got all the wisdom in the world, especially when it comes to defense. So he's just making sure I stay sharp on my defense and not getting hit.
Nobody be there.
Hey, you speak Spanish?
Malik Scott offers his breakdown of the possible matchup between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, sharing his thoughts on how the fight could unfold. He acknowledges Lopez's speed and athletic ability, but explains that those physical tools alone may not be enough to deal with Stevenson's overall skill and control in the ring.
I don't want to say like TV friendly because it depends on, which either guy, what game they come with concerning is Shakur going to use nothing but his legs? Is Teo going to do just enough because Shakur may offset him a bit and give him a look that he never seen before? I have Shakur winning. I think Teo, concerning explosiveness, he get it. Rapid speed, he get it. But I think when it comes to the craft and fundamentals, you have to go with Shakur. To me, he's a lot more seasoned. And plus, I just believe Teofimo, he makes mistakes to me you just can't make when you're fighting Shakur.
Like what?
You can't be overcommitting. You can't approach his offense range with your lead hand down, especially since Shakur is a southpaw. Because that means if you're orthodox and you're approaching Shakur with your lead hand down, you're actually closer to his jab hand. And we all know Shakur got one of the best jabs, especially from a...
Scott believes Shakur Stevenson's technical sharpness, defensive awareness, and tactical intelligence give him a clear advantage in dictating both the pace and direction of the fight. he stresses that Lopez will need more than raw speed to succeed. According to Scott, Lopez must find ways to interrupt Shakur's rhythm and create openings without overextending himself. Stevenson's experience, calm under pressure, and ability to adjust mid-fight make him extremely difficult to catch clean. Scott warns that relying only on quickness could work against Lopez, and concludes that while Lopez is very talented, Stevenson's complete and balanced skill set places him in a strong position for this matchup.
It's incredible by itself. You know what I mean? We already know how the card is. We got Keyshawn on it, Jarrell Miller on it, Shushu Carrington. Like, so, you know, it's a great card, but I'm going with Shakur for the win.
Okay, with that being said, then what does Teo got to do to win?
He has to get Shakur up. How would I say this? I don't want to just make it seem like come across as if Shakur is novice, but the times that Shakur is putting himself against the ropes, this is the time that Teofimo is going to have to depend on his explosiveness. He's going to have to depend on his offset lead right hands. He's going to have, but even doing that, everything with Teo comes off his front foot, his explosiveness, his speed, everything. So it's almost like whenever the times he gets Shakur up against the rope, he got to pick his shots well, but then after that, he have to be ready to defend, because with Shakur, the return is always coming. So he got to go into the offensive lane, but he have to go into...
Shakur Stevenson speaks about a possible fight with a longtime friend and former amateur rival, recalling a past conversation where both agreed they would eventually face each other in the ring. He describes it as a special matchup built on mutual respect and a shared desire to compete against the best. Despite their friendship and history, Stevenson makes it clear that both fighters are committed to testing themselves at the highest level. When asked how such a fight might go, he confidently states that he believes he can defeat any fighter in the world, showing the same calm confidence and belief in his abilities that have defined his career so far.
Beautiful matchup. You know, you guys have a long history in the amateurs as well. And it's nice to hear that you guys can be friends and be able to want to fight each other. But what you guys have in common is you guys want to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? So it seems to me there's a lot of mutual respect there. How does that fight play out? I mean, you gotta keep it real, right?
Hey, man, like I said, I believe I'll beat any fighter on the planet of Earth. Me at my best beats everybody, so I ain't gonna give you no prediction. But Teo is a bad motherfucker. Like, I respect Teofimo. I respect his skills. I respect that he fights everybody. Teo is not no fighter that ducks anybody. He wants to fight the best, and he'll get in the ring with anybody. So,
Bernie the boxer shares an insider's view on the highly anticipated Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, calling it a matchup fans have been waiting to see for a long time. He suggests that Stevenson may be entering his prime, while Lopez is already operating at his peak, creating the perfect conditions for an exciting battle. Bernie also highlights the overall excitement surrounding the entire fight card, saying he's eager to watch every bout and see how each fighter performs. At 154 pounds, he notes that no one appears capable of stopping Boots, even predicting a knockout victory. During the face-off, Lopez attempted to play mind games, while Stevenson's calm and controlled responses stood out to both the media and fans.
You know, maybe Shakur is approaching his prime, Teofimo is in his prime, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. I just can't wait to see it as a boxing fan. I can't wait to turn on the TV and watch all the fights, actually.
Absolutely. Steve Main, thank you for the two-piece. Shakur, Devin, Keyshawn, Teo, Ryan, waiting on Boots to move up to 154, and hands down, no one in 154 and down can beat Boots. Boots by knockout.
Boots already at 154, so what are they talking about?
Yeah. But yeah, so that face-off was very interesting. You know, it seems like Teo plays a lot of mind games.
Bernie points out that both fighters have a deep understanding of each other's abilities, drawing on their amateur backgrounds and early accomplishments to frame the matchup. He explains that this fight goes beyond physical talent, involving strategy, timing, and mental strength. According to Bernie, this clash represents a meeting of peak athletic ability and sharp boxing intelligence, pushing both men to their limits. He describes the bout as a high-energy showdown filled with technical skill and mental warfare, making it a must-watch event for boxing fans everywhere.
Media's attention. And one of them was, you know, when they were talking about the when they were gonna meet, they felt like they were gonna meet later on in their career. You know, Tia was talking about the amateurs, of how good Shakur was from like 114 to like, I forget what number it was. But, you know, he emphasized that, you know, when I was at 140, you was at 130. You know, now that we here, Shakur says to him, you know, now that you see me, I'm a lot bigger than what you thought, right?
Yeah, I heard him say that, yeah.
Then he said that in the same token, we felt like, you know, you capitalized off of the fact that Loma was smaller than you. You know, big factors into the fight. Teal answers, you know, skills.
Sean Porter breaks down Shakur Stevenson's mindset and boxing style following his victory over William Zepeda. He notes that Shakur is embracing the recognition and attention that came with the win. Feeling validated by the praise and coverage, Porter explains how Stevenson keeps track of commentary and opinions, staying aware of critics who claim he relies too much on movement instead of standing his ground.
See Shakur sitting back and forcing Teo to come in and get him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't see it. Teofimo has had some boring fights by himself. You know what I mean? Ain't like Shakur the only one that had boring fights. He's had some big knockouts, but he's had some really boring fights too.
I was right here watching some film the other day, just trying to, you know, set up our thing for our breakdown for the fight. And I'm like, man, like it's just hard to stay tuned into this. I'm 4 or 5 rounds in. I'm like, on to the next.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say this. I'm thinking Shakur is loving the attention he's getting from his last fight against William Zepeda, that he brought the dog out.
Despite the criticism, Stevenson rejects the idea that he is a runner, explaining that a defense-first approach has always been a natural part of his style. Porter highlights that Shakur focuses on defense before offense, which allows him to control the tempo of fights while reducing risk. Statistically, Stevenson absorbs very few punches per round or per fight, proving how effective his method is. Porter also praises Shakur's ability to blend caution with precision, showing discipline and strong ring awareness. This approach allows him to choose his moments wisely while avoiding unnecessary damage. Overall, Porter presents Stevenson as a smart, highly skilled fighter who combines elite defense with accurate offense, making him a difficult challenge for anyone in the division. His style reflects patience, intelligence, and efficiency.
I'm back, Sean, to hitting and moving and hitting and backing out. Well, then it's like, all right, that nigga, you know, brother ran all night again. Back to the running. Not saying, you know, because, you know, yes, he's a skillful fighter, but if you don't engage, they're going to call you a runner. And he don't like that terminology. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's his nature. His
right,
nature is defense first, defense second, offense third.
Damn.
The thing that I like about Shakur though is, you know, we already know the statistical numbers in terms of how much he gets hit per round and even per fight, which is
low.
But the other side of that is offensively, he's very accurate, very accurate. So while we don't like that he might throw 30, 40 punches around, he's usually on point when he throws. He don't miss.
I agree, but we like savagery, man. Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Shakur Stevenson enters his upcoming fight with Teofimo Lopez with strong confidence and clear determination. Fully aware of the level of opponent he is facing, Stevenson reflects on previous fights where some opponents avoided real engagement, while Lopez has given him the chance to compete at the highest level. He makes it clear that his focus is on winning, adjusting his approach when needed rather than trying to satisfy fans or media narratives. Stevenson plans to rely on his defensive skills, timing, and ring intelligence to disrupt Lopez's rhythm, manage the pace, and limit his momentum throughout the fight.
Didn't matter as much as you thought. But then again, Teo saying it didn't matter to him either. That can be the case. Teo could come in and not surprise Shakur maybe, but surprise a lot of the viewing audience with his boxing ability and take it to Shakur.
For 6 rounds, he didn't punch.
Because I didn't let him.
You didn't let him punch?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I want to see this magic. Must be magic then, man.
Why have you been waiting for this moment?
A lot of people ain't give us the opportunity to show how great we is. A lot of the fighters, I want to say, either they ducked or found a business way not to get in front of me. And I feel like with him, he kind of gave me the opportunity of a lifetime now. Now it's like, okay, you build your career up all this time. Oh, I want to fight this guy. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight this guy. And then a moment comes and it's like, damn, it's here. Like, it kind of like turn you up.
Beyond tactics, Shakur is driven by the desire to display his complete skill set and strengthen his legacy in boxing. He understands that styles determine outcomes and recognizes that this matchup presents a greater challenge than his past opponents. Stevenson's calm and calculated mindset, combined with his focus on accuracy and adaptability, shows he is fully prepared for this career-defining moment. Every move, adjustment, and decision is part of his plan to assert control, prove his greatness, and leave a lasting impression on both the boxing world and the fans.
That question. I get it too. I've been in that chair. I understand it. Sometimes you just have to ask that question to hopefully get a soundbite and hopefully get a reaction from Tio to start something to then have a back and forth, because they're not really having a back and forth, but like, that's a terrible one. That's a stinker from Mannix.
Determined. It's a difference. I'm determined. No motivation. I have all the motivation I need. Got my family. Peoples are good. I'm wealthy, healthy. Health is wealth. Determined
Bars.
for more. Determined for a betterment of my life.
You know, we're just coming off the press conference where it seemed like Teofimo Sr. was doing his best to try to get you to commit to fighting the same way you did against Zepeda.
Truthfully, I fight whatever style to win. Whatever style comes up that I gotta win a fight.
Teddy Atlas explains that both Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez have earned respect by taking on fights many others would avoid. Fighters are often criticized for steering clear of tough opponents, but these two have consistently stepped up, showing bravery and dedication to the sport. While some may question whether their styles will produce non-stop fireworks, Atlas believes both men bring elite skill and high-level technique into the ring.
You can't take those shots at these two guys. Definitely can't now. They are stepping up, and they are taking fights that a lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, you know, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science. I mean, Shakur showed aggression in his last fight against Zepeda, you know, being elusive while being aggressive, you know, walking them down, fighting on the inside, you know, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside.
Atlas highlights that in his recent fight against William Zepeda, Shakur showed he can mix aggression with intelligence. He controlled distance, landed sharp counters, and performed well both on the outside and on the inside. His ability to smoothly switch between close-range exchanges and long-distance control demonstrates his versatility and strong ring IQ. Shakur remains elusive while staying assertive, forcing opponents to adjust to him. Atlas praises his complete skill set, noting that he can punish fighters from the outside and dominate exchanges on the inside, a rare combination at this level. Both Stevenson and Lopez are disciplined, technically gifted, and capable of delivering a true boxing masterclass, proving they belong among the sport's elite.
That was great. That was great, and people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there, ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog, like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see in Shakur. Well, they saw it. Teofimo showed you that he can fight inside, he can fight outside. He would have the advantage of power in this fight. You know one thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.